I'm Rolly Marks. This is the Israel Brief, where you get your top stories making headlines every Monday to Thursday, and you get them because they're brought to you by Lay of the Land. So let's take a look at those top stories dominating the headlines, and we begin with a state visit of President Isaac Herzog to the United States. The president is scheduled to meet with President Joe Biden a little later, as well as attend an event to mark 2 years since the historical signing of the Abraham Accords. Yesterday, our president kicked off his visit by meeting with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, as well as Secretary of State Antony Blinken. In the meeting with Secretary of State Blinken, they discussed Iran, but the Secretary of State also expressed his concern at the increasing and ongoing violence in the West Bank. However, Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State, was also careful to note that the visit of President Herzog is a powerful example of the strong relationship between the two countries. The president also met with Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, who invited him to address a joint sitting of Congress as Israel gears up to celebrate our 75th year of independence. The president, who I'm sure has a very packed schedule, will also meet with leaders from the American Jewish community. And this comes after particularly tough weeks and rising anti-Semitism in the United States following the comments made by former rapper and designer Kanye West, known as Ye, as well as the events on Wellesley campus and around the country. Now, speaking of Ye, yesterday we brought you the story that Adidas said adios to the rapper by finally severing their ties. This comes after weeks of petitions and increased pressure on the German-owned apparel company to sever ties with Kanye West following his horrendous anti-Semitic comments, which he has not apologized for. Instead, he has doubled down on them. The companies that have followed Adidas include Universal Music, as well as The Gap, who have removed all Kanye West-designed apparel from their shelves. And this follows other companies such as CAA, his official agents, as well as Balenciaga, Vogue, and others. Israel's energy ministry yesterday gave the final approval for production to start on the Karish natural oil fields. The company known as Energy will start production effective immediately. Prime Minister Lapid in a tweet said that not only does this help to improve Israel's economy and cement Israel's ongoing status in the world, but also helps to provide solutions for the ongoing energy crisis. Now, several European countries have already concluded deals with Israel to supply natural gas, and the Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte was in the country also earlier this week discussing the possibility of finding solutions to the energy crisis. And our final story is a positive one. We have spoken a few times on this channel about how relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia seem to be warming up. Now, an Israeli athlete by the name of Shachar Segev will become the first athlete to officially compete in a sports competition in Saudi Arabia. He will compete in the Super League triathlon, and the fifth heat, I think it is, of swimming or running will take place this weekend. We wish him Bahatzlacha. He does us proud, not only as a competitor, but also for historically becoming the first Israeli in Saudi Arabia to compete. And this brings us to the end of today's headlines. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is at Lottel's site. You guys know what to do. Like us, follow us, share our content. Our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Welcome new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, please click on the red subscribe button. And we're on Twitter at LayOfTheLand5. And with that, I'm Rolly Marks. This is the Israel Brief, and I'll bring you your headlines tomorrow.